Hello and welcome back to my garage here in Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. First off, I'd like to show off some things here. This is the Nissan Skyline that I had in my parking. This is one of the earliest mods that I downloaded and one of the first cars I ever rebuilt and kept. You may remember that when I pulled it out, the doors were black and the taillights were black. And it also showed something odd in the status. The engine power showed 300 horsepower, and there were several things in here. Even though all the conditions were 100%, there were several things in here that were grayed out with question marks, and it was very odd. And I also noticed that every time I walked past the car, the game would lag. So I am not certain, because I didn't see any notes about it, but I think what must have happened is in the intervening time between when I first downloaded this mod and worked on the car and put it away, the mod must have updated and changed something. And since since I hadn't looked at the car since I put it away, whatever changes happened underneath my radar until I happened to pull the car back out. So basically what I ended up having to do was go in there and pull off everything that was grayed out with question marks and basically put it back. Like the large intercooler and the cross member, those things were showing as gray with question marks. So I had to basically take the front end of the car apart to get these things out and put them back in. And in the process, I noticed a few things that I hadn't put on in the first place, like the air filter was still a generic air filter rather than a red one, so I had to go and change that. But once I changed out all those parts that were grayed out with question marks, everything is perfect. And I put it in the paint shop and repainted it to get the doors green again. This lime green is the factory color, and I decided to go ahead and leave it like this. But now that it's all fixed up, plus I even had it had been so long that I even had just the standard generic license plate on it, the one that is, where is it? License plate standard. That's what was on it. So I had to take those off and put on some other plates. But that car is now back to pristine status. I can go ahead and put it away. The F40 I haven't worked on. Today, of course, as I record this, is Thanksgiving. So I haven't really been on the computer today until now. So I haven't had any time to work on this car like I intended to. But I'm still going to go out to the junkyard and see if we can find something else to fool around with now that I have time to sit here and play on the computer. Okay, here we are. Not looking promising. The last few times I've come to the junkyard, there's been nothing in the first few spots that you can see from the gate. And that's really kind of nothing over here, nothing over there. Is this one of those 918s? Yeah, it's one of those. There's another Delta 88, or is it a Bowen? It's a Bowen. I think we're gonna be... No, this is it. Well, wait, what is this? This is a standard Bolt Reptilia. I think they make a hood. Can I not? I guess I can't look at the... I can't look at the store from here. I'm pretty sure they make a hood with a cutout for a supercharged engine in this car. It's kind of cheap though. I'm gonna reset the junkyard. It seems like the last few times I've come here, the first time has been a bust. And then when I reset it, there's better stuff, so let's give it a shot. Okay, we're back. There's a Skyline there. This is a race car. No, it's not a... Oh, this is a newer GTR. We did one of these. Let's see. Is this like an Aventador? Yes, it is. Okay, that's definitely a Skyline. And that's one of the variants I haven't built. What is that? It's got a roll cage in it. Yeah, this one has all those weird other pieces that I was looking at the other day that I've never had occasion to use because I've never built one of the ones that's not just a standard car. What else is here? This looks like the Mercedes again. Yeah, Mercedes AMG with matte livery. I am inclined to do the Aventador. It's not super exciting, but it's the most interesting thing that's here. Performance. Okay. So it's not like there's a Lamborghini Diablo police car that I've seen in here several times that I haven't bought. But I guess I'll do this. And it's $32,000 that we're paying. I don't know. The only other Lamborghinis I've done, there's a Huracan, I think it's called, and it was disappointing as to how much it was worth. The Centenario, the one with the carbon fiber body, that one was really valuable. It was really nice. But that's a car that you really shouldn't see very often. I looked that one up, and I think there were like 20 of them made. So the statistical probability of me finding one in my city's junkyard is vanishingly low. Anyway, let's go ahead and go back. Okay, let's see what we bought here. And a rust bucket as usual, but that's fine. At least it doesn't have the carbon fiber body like the other one did. The body parts shouldn't be so wildly expensive. That's not what I meant to do. Right rear fender. There's still a fender on this thing somewhere that I missed. Seat 11 leather D, steering wheel M3. Let's find this fender. It says it's a right rear fender. There you are. Yeah, body condition is 1%, so that's everything. For a second I was worried I didn't spell that right. So there's some different bumpers. I'm going to just take a quick look and make sure that there aren't like bumper B or bumper C that was on this car, because I want to try to match the stuff that was there. Front bumper, right headlight B, rear clamshell B, tail light B. So it looks like the headlights and tail lights are all B. And door, rear clamshell B. I think everything else is normal. Front bumper and rear bumper, okay. I just wanted to check and make sure it didn't get caught out. Because if you put, like if a car calls for a particular piece and you put another piece on, then it'll forget. And I always try to build them so that they're, I always try to build them so that they look the way they're supposed to when they come in. Just because that's what I do. Okay, that should be 100%. No. Yeah, okay, good. I don't know why these things aren't all in the same position for every piece of equipment. Although for this thing you can put the cleaning kit at the garage entrance as opposed to just the lifter, and the welding kit can only go to where the lifters are, presumably because it needs power. Although I don't see why you couldn't plug it in over there. Anyway. Determined to do it twice. Okay, now. Oh, look, the Matchbox car. don't think there's a radiator in it. I didn't even take out the other things I normally do take out. I must be feeling really scatterbrained today. So there's no exhaust. There's no exhaust behind the manifold. It's got turbos. This is the Pagani engine from the Huayra, which I still cannot pronounce. Okay, let's do the other things that I forgot to do that I normally do, because that's going to drive me crazy. Oh, I wonder if I'm going to have to take it off. Oh no, there it is. Sometimes with these mod cars, they have when you put on all the cosmetic stuff, you can't reach the engine anymore to do stuff to it, and that can get really frustrating. Okay. Perfect. Now it's time to paint the car. This is less of a lime green than was on my Skyline. I wonder what it has for livery. Anything? Nothing. Okay, we'll just leave it like this. Even painted the wing stays black. So since this is a rear-engine car, I'm going to work on the front first. With no front crossmember in there, it comes out really. With no front crossmember in there, it all comes out really quick. So now we just need to clear out the junk stuff, repair what we can, and go from there. And that was all sway bar B stuff. I paid attention. I don't always remember to do that. Let's see, I already have a set of rear double wishbone shock absorbers built. I'm glad I have those. %, on that wheel. May not be able to repair that rim. And this one is 8%. I shouldn't even bother trying. What else do I need to replace? The hubs. So we weren't able to repair either one of those rims. Only one of the actual parts, though. Now those are Tempesta. I'm going to go ahead and stick with those. I think those look pretty good on this car. And these are 21-inch. And those tires are 285, 25, 21. Make sure, I should have done that before. Make sure I got the correct size tires and then flush these before I accidentally install one of them. I can see that other tire finished. Wanted to see how many parts I could get on before it was done. Okay, now let's get that front end reassembled. Well, crap, did I not buy that? I could have sworn I bought the hubs. I bought the bearings, but not the actual front wheel hub. I don't know how I managed to do that. I like how when you put the wheel on, that after you put the lug nuts in, it's got a cap that covers the center. This is another one of those ones where it's got front drive axles that aren't connected to anything. You know, thinking about it, I may have to repaint this car black. Make it all black, black, black. Because the rims are black. I think it would look good with the car black. I have to think upon that as I work here. Remember also that this time I don't need to buy hub bearings because I bought 4 hub bearings already. Plus I don't need to buy the rear suspension because I already have them. Yeah, I have the extra rear double wishbone suspension already built because I was working on a car and I had taken the front end apart and I bought the stuff for the double wishbone for the front, and then I decided to buy the stuff for the back too, thinking for some reason that car needed it, but it turned out to be a car with a coil spring rear suspension, so I ended up making those for nothing, and I've been hanging on to them ever since. Because I figured sooner or later I'd find a car that I could put them in. And this is that car. Okay, let's go ahead and lower it down and yank the engine. Just looking at what I'm going to need. I'm going to need 12 spark plugs. I can see that. This is the other Pagani engine, the other V12, the twin turbo Pagani V12. At least with some of this stuff I know I'm going to throw away though, like that manifold and the heads and the camshafts and the turbos. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself here. You know, for the longest time I didn't know that I could just push gearbox here and get all these things at once, instead of having to search for the flywheel individually. I learn something new every day. That's what I did. I bought wheel hubcaps that I didn't need. Okay. So, rear hub B. Okay. I got those, so these can go. Let's try to repair the rest of this stuff. We didn't get very much. At least we repaired this thing so I can sell it for something more than scrap value. 1050 is perfectly a hell of a lot better than selling it for whatever the scrap value would be. Okay, rear axle knuckle cover, both rear drive axles. Was that rear axle B? I should have looked. Yep, it is. And there was an upper suspension arm. Okay, let's dismount these wheels and we'll see if we can... That one's 9%. I'm not going to get that one back. This one, however, is 39%, so we should be able to get this repaired. Okay, so Tempesta 21 again. And these are 355, 25, 21. And once again, I like to verify that I bought the right ones, and I did. So now we can just mount and balance these, and we'll be on our way. I swear those things run faster when I come over here. Instead of standing there and waiting for it to finish, if I walk away and do something else, it finishes more quickly. Did I put the brake caliper on the other side? Yes, I did. Okay. Engine time. Okay, we'll start buying parts now to get ahead of things a little bit. I'm going to need 24 spark plugs. And 12 pistons and 12 rings. Let's see, V12B. So we're going to need this manifold, and 2 of these, and 2 of those. One of them, 2 of these, 1 of these, and 1 of these, and 1 of these, and that should be all of those. Need an alternator. So I can flush now these parts. Spark plugs, of course, are not repairable anyway, but I don't want to repair. I don't want to repair something and accidentally put it back on. So like that can go, and that can go, and that can go, and that can go. Let's just go buy a water pump pulley because I know that's not repairable. I'm sure this thing uses like a like a V8 crankshaft pulley. Wow, only might be able to repair this. Water pumps usually are repairable. So no timing cover, no head cover. Gonna need that timing chain for sure. Okay, get rid of that. Timing gear V12B and cam gear. This one I think has... This one only had... Because this is a single overhead cam rather than a dual. The other Pagani V12 is a dual overhead cam, and it has an absolute ton of camshaft caps. This one has, I think, 5 per side, so I'm going to need 10 of these. It's not as... Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to buy 10 camshaft caps. I've already bought the cams. Or the camshafts, rather. And I've already bought these heads, so these heads I can throw away right away. I don't think I actually bought rings. I know I bought... Did I buy pistons? No, I'm not sure if I did. Yeah, I bought the pistons, but I didn't buy the rings. But I can see that I need rod caps and camshaft caps. I'm sorry, not camshaft caps, crankshaft caps. And I need oil. Is it the same? It's got to be this. I hope it's the same oil pan. because they don't offer us. It didn't offer me a separate oil pan for V12B as opposed to V12A. Oh, look, that one has a cap on it. I actually don't think we're going to be able to repair either of these. 5% on the block is probably not going to work for us. Yeah, it didn't. We got the crankshaft, but not the block. So let's see, engine block V12. $3,500. Or $29 with my discount. So power steering pump V12. And here's where we do all of the bolting in the world. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. Oh, there's a fuel rail for this that I didn't buy. I buy that? Yeah, I did. I was thinking, did I buy that sprocket? And I did. For a second, I panicked myself. Oh, I forgot that that thing needs 2 pulleys. I only bought 1. Crank V8, roller A, roller B. Let's see, there's a belt tensioner, serpentine belt B V12. Oh yeah, I need the other timing covers too. This hole right here kind of bothers me. This hole that's on top of the water pump, because the other Pagani V12 uses this exact same front with the same water pump, but that one has a thermostat that attaches to this, and it has pipes that go off to either head, and this doesn't have that, and it just seems like an oversight to me. Yikes, the camera just got yanked right in there. So here's the intercooler. You have to screw that on. Does that connect to the front? It does. I never really noticed that before. It connects to the front of the throttle. Connects to the front of the throttle body. I need these shoulder pads too. Okay, that's everything. Make a quick pass around it to be sure that there's nothing missing. And it looks like everything that is supposed to be there is there, so we can go ahead and take it off. I never can remember where the oil fill cap is on this thing. There it is. Yep, I don't have a starter, sure enough. Just like always, I don't have a starter for it, so let's get that now. That drive axle doesn't quite reach the it's not even, well, yeah, it's not even lined up. So it doesn't reach the transmission anyway. Yikes. Camera got out of hand there. Okay, that should be 100% done. It is. Perfect. And let's go test it, make sure we built it properly. So we're starting with 659 factory horsepower. Look at that, 1155. It's nearly... Even if you rounded both of these down, it's nearly 100% of an increase. I mean, it would have to go to 1200 to be short by 100 horsepower, but still, this is going to be an absolute monster. I have been thinking about the paint scheme, and I think what I want to do is go flat black. Like that. Yes. That looks... I didn't mind the green, but this really looks sharp now. It's not really matte, but it's... I mean, it's... Because it's still a little bit... It's still got a little bit of a shine to it, but it's... Yeah, I like that more than I like the green. Oh, it's got the Lamborghini door. Is this one of those cars that has a flappy pedal gearbox? I hate those. It looks like the space shuttle over here with all these controls. It looks reasonably well modeled though. But then I have no idea what the inside of one of these things actually looks like. Alright, let's go take it for a drive. That's not what I want. There we go. Okay, we're here. And... yeah, it looks more matte out here than it did inside. It doesn't have that metallic sheen like every other car I've ever built has had. Which is to be expected, obviously. I like it, though. I like this a lot. If I were building one of these to keep, I think this is what I would do. Yeah, this, I definitely like this a whole lot. All right, well, let's see if it goes. Let's see if I can keep it in a straight line here. Oh, jeez. I let off the gas when it started to drift, but I didn't try to control it to keep it on the track. Come on now, get off there. Yeah, I should have put slick tires on it. I knew I should have put slick tires on it, but I didn't. Oh my god, look at that! It's like we're filming an episode of Knight Rider. I'm sure I could get... you know what? I'm gonna try that again. That's much better. 213 miles an hour, and I accelerated. I was more careful. I was more careful on the gas pedal. Whenever I thought it was starting to get a little squirrely, I let off the gas and let it coast for a second, and then goosed it again once it settled down. So we got up to 213 miles an hour on that one, which I think that might be the fastest car I've built yet. Okay, so we're all done. We've sat in it, we've driven it, it's got blazingly fast performance. And let's see what kind of money we can get out of it. Looks like 240,000. Oh boy, my math is way off. $229,000. It's yeah, that's definitely worth my time and effort there. I think I paid. I tried to memorize the price, but I think it was either $35,000 or $38,000 when I bought the car, and I think the restoration bonus we have pretty much pays for that. So the rest of this is more. Well, it's not all profit because we didn't account for the amount of money that I spent buying parts and whatnot. But still, that's a pretty good payday. And that will bring this effort to a close. So, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the video. And I hope to see you here for our next Junkyard adventure. So, next time, I will get that Ferrari done and out of here. And then we'll go find something else to work on. So, on that note, bye for now.